Did you ever pause to wonder about the sheer complexity of your brain? It's a marvel, an enigma, standing as one of the most intricate and captivating organs in the human body. This magnificent structure, the epicenter of our existence, is made up of an estimated 86 billion neurons. Each neuron, a tiny specialized cell, is a star in the vast neural galaxy of our minds. They are the conductors of the symphony that is our thoughts, emotions, and actions. They are the maestros behind every word we utter, every step we take, every idea that sparks in the mind. Neurons are the tireless workers that control everything we think, say, feel, and do. Imagine a bustling city, alive and vibrant. That's what our brain is, with neurons being the citizens, working round the clock in perfect harmony. The brain's complexity is indeed awe-inspiring, but let's break it down a bit, shall we? Dive into the microscopic world of the brain and you'll meet the neurons. These are not just any cells, they are the fundamental units of the brain, acting as the prime messengers of information. Picture them as sophisticated telegraph systems, transmitting messages at lightning speed across vast networks. Each neuron is uniquely designed to fulfill its mission. It includes the cell body, the command center, directing all activities. Then you have the axon, a long, slender projection that conducts electrical impulses away from the cell's body. And we can't forget the dendrites, the tree-like extensions receiving information from other neurons. These components are not just mere parts of a cell, they are the backbone of neuron function. The cell body makes the decisions, the axon carries out the orders, and the dendrites listen to the feedback. This intricate system allows for the seamless transfer of information within our brains. Now that you have a basic understanding of what a neuron is and its structure, let's delve into how they work. Neurons might be tiny, but they are mighty workers. How do they do it? Well, let's dive right in. Neurons communicate with each other using a fascinating process that involves electrical signals and chemicals called neurotransmitters. Picture a neuron as a tiny factory, bustling with activity, constantly sending and receiving messages. The process begins with an electrical signal known as an action potential. This action potential travels down the neuron's axon, a long tail-like structure, like a lightning bolt racing through the sky. When it reaches the end of the axon, the action potential triggers the release of neurotransmitters, the neuron's chemical messengers. These neurotransmitters are stored in tiny sacs called vesicles. When the action potential arrives, it's like a starting gun at a race, causing the vesicles to release their neurotransmitters into the synapse, a tiny gap between two neurons. Now it's like a game of catch. The neurotransmitters, once released, cross the synapse and bind to specific receptor sites on the receiving neuron, like a key fitting into a lock. This binding triggers the receiving neuron to generate its own action potential, continuing the message's journey. It's important to note that this process happens at incredible speed, millions of times every second, allowing our brains to perform complex tasks, feel emotions, and interpret the world around us, all thanks to our tiny but mighty neurons. So through this intricate system of electrical signals and neurotransmitters, neurons keep us functioning. Scene script. Neurons are not just messengers. They play several vital roles. Want to know more? Well, let's dive in. Neurons, the star players in our nervous system, are responsible for a myriad of tasks. One of their most basic functions is to transmit sensory information. That's right, every time you touch, taste, smell, see, or hear something, it's neurons at work, carrying that information from your sensory organs to your brain. But neurons don't just stop at our senses. They're also the masterminds behind our ability to move. They send commands from the brain to the muscles, controlling everything from a simple blink to a complex ballet pirouette. Furthermore, neurons play a crucial role in regulating our bodily systems. They help control our heart rate, breathing, digestion, and much more. Without them, our bodies simply wouldn't function. But perhaps one of the most fascinating roles of neurons is their involvement in our thoughts, emotions, and memories. These tiny cells form intricate networks that allow us to think, feel, learn, And remember, they're the reason we can ponder the mysteries of the universe, fall in love, or recall a precious childhood memory. So, from our simplest actions to our most profound thoughts, neurons are at the heart of it all.